Hey guys, so I'm here today to film my Sephora VIB sale recommendations video. If you haven't seen, the Sephora VIB Rouge sale or VIB sale starts April 17th for Rouge. I'll put the rest of the dates in the description bar down below because I can't remember them. I'm Rouge, so I only pay attention for that, but I think Rouge starts a couple days early, if not a week early. So the sale is coming up, and I know it's a weird time to talk about the Sephora sale because if you didn't see one of my last videos, I talked about the fact that Sephora in the States actually fired or laid off temporarily all of their part-time employees, which is pretty shitty for a company that had made $10 billion last year. So I know some people are boycotting Sephora and deciding not to shop from Sephora at this time, and I totally get that. But here in Canada, Sephora actually hasn't laid off any of their employees, so I feel like I should still be supporting Sephora in Canada, at least to help these people keep their jobs for now. And also, I have like gift cards galore saved up for this sale, so we're doing it. So if you are participating in the sale, this is kind of what I recommend. I have two other recommendation videos that I've created. I will link them down below. I'm trying not to mention too many duplicates, but a couple in here might be duplicates because I love them a lot. So before I get into this video, subscribe to my channel. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday, and you should stick around. Hit the subscribe button because there will be a Sephora haul coming. So I'm gonna start with skincare. These are like my faves from Sephora. First thing I want to talk about is the Foreo Luna Mini. I have the black one. It's kind of dirty, but like, don't judge me. I've been using this for years and I absolutely adore it. Fuck the Clarisonic. Get the Foreo Luna if you're thinking about it, because first of all, the Clarisonic, you have to buy new brush heads all the time. You have to wash your brush head all the time, and like, let's be real, nobody has time for that. This one is like antibacterial, so you don't really have to wash it ever. And it's the same, it's like the same technique as the Clarisonic, where like it's really kind of in there cleaning out your pores and also kind of giving you like a light exfoliation because it does have some texture, although this is like this side, which is that I use, is very gentle. But you don't have to buy the brush heads, which it means it's cheaper in the long run because the brush heads are like 30 bucks a pop every 3 months, and it's also more hygienic, which I love because I used to break out with the Clarisonic because I would forget to wash my brush head. Don't judge me. But this one I've been using for years. It's been going strong. A charge lasts like 6 months to a year. I literally charge this thing once a year. It's fucking magical. I cannot rave enough about it. And then for my like nighttime skincare routine, I absolutely adore the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Facial Toner. This is a little pricey, but this is probably the 4th or 5th of these that I've picked up in my life, and I absolutely love it. It's just a nice, simple toner, but it does kind of hydrate your face. I have dry skin, so I love this. I've actually been using it. I saw one of the skincare girls I follow on Twitter had said to use it with your hands, and so I've been doing that recently, so I'm not sure how that's working out, but I do feel like I'm using way less toner than if I was using a cotton pad, so... And this is expensive, so I'm liking that part of it. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It's a great toner. If you're looking for a good hydrating toner, this is it. And on the cheaper end of the Sephora spectrum, the Sephora Nourishing Moisturizer, Hydrate and Repair. This is a bomb nighttime moisturizer. It is 20 Canadian dollars, which means it's probably like $17 in America or like $15 in America. It's just a really thick moisturizer. You feel it like... It doesn't just moisturize your skin, like your skin also feels like soft and supple after using it. I absolutely love it. This is the second one of these I've picked up this year, and I will never stop buying it. It's a fantastic moisturizer. Cannot rave about this enough. And another moisturizer I have to talk about is the Origins Drink Up Intensive Overnight Mask. If you have dry skin and you're looking for a good moisturizing mask, this is the best one on the market. Fuck the Glam Glow Thirsty Mud. Fuck everything else. Origins mask is thebomb.com, the absolute best. It has this like citrusy smell, which is kind of weird, but it's really thick and nourishing. I use this after I use a face mask or just like in the winter when like Canada's weather is really getting to me. And I wake up in the morning and my skin is so soft and smooth and absolutely perfect. I love it. It's the best hydrating mask I've ever tried, and I have tried all of them. And you need like the smallest amount. This literally lasts me like 2 years, so we're getting low on it, but she's been going strong for a long time. For makeup. A primer I've been loving since it came out is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Pretty sure I mentioned this in my last one, but it's a great primer. It's what I'm wearing today. I don't know how hydrating it is, but like it's more hydrating than most primers, I guess. I hate pore filling primer because they don't make me feel hydrated at all, whereas this one does. As you can see, I've used up about half of it. Absolutely love it. Makes my makeup stick to it. I love a sticky primer. This is fantastic. And then kind of an honorable mention is, my cat's down here eating a box. I'm really sorry if that's annoying. My honorable mention is the Becca Backlight Priming Filter. I've probably purchased like 3 or 4 of these in my lifetime, and as you can see, this one's on our last leg. But if you're looking for a really good illuminating primer, this is the best one I've ever found. And I love a dewy skin, so this is a fantastic dewy primer that actually kind of will shine through foundation, where a lot of them are like literally nothing. This one isn't like that. It's a fantastic one. I've bought it like years over and over again. For foundation, over the last year, I think, since I've had this, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Hydrating Longwear Foundation has been my go-to. It's what I'm wearing today. It's such a gorgeous hydrating foundation. If you tried the original Fenty foundation and thought, wow, this is trash, like me, it's because it was like dry and like probably great for girls with oily skin, but if you have dry skin, this is it. This is everything you want in your life. It's hydrating, it's glowy, it's full coverage, and it's full coverage without being like that really cakey full coverage that a lot of foundations are. It just looks absolutely gorgeous on the skin. It covers your imperfections, but you have like this skin-like glow to your skin. I cannot rave about this enough. It's absolutely amazing, and I would die for it. And since the summer is coming up, I mean, will we see the outdoors? I don't know. But my favorite summer foundation is the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Illumination Cream. I'm in the shade Fair. I forgot to mention I'm in the shade 150 for the Fenty. This is the most beautiful, full coverage, glowy masterpiece I've ever tried in my entire life. It's fantastic. I think I've owned like 3, this might be my 3rd one of these. Like, I can't get enough. It's such a good foundation. I usually wear it all summer long and then end up having to buy a new one at the end of summer, so I'll probably end up buying this at the fall sale just because usually they have one in April, one in September, and then one in like November, so this will probably be like at end of September I'll be out of this again and I'll have to buy more because, as you can see, we're getting a little thin, but this is a beautiful full coverage glowy foundation. This is literally the summer version of the Fenty, if I'm being honest with you. Amazing. Continuing on the face journey, I have to talk about the Fenty Matchsticks in Amber. If you are a fair toned person like me, the Fenty Matchsticks in Amber is the most perfect contour shade you will ever have in your entire life. Like, it's cool toned without being too cool toned, but it's not at all warm. It is the perfect tone for your skin, and it blends out like a fucking dream. Like, I just use my beauty blender to blend it out. I'm wearing it today, but I have some bronzer over top of it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just such a beautiful, perfect contour shade for someone with fair skin. I find that a lot of the cool toned contour shades for fair skin can pull like way too gray, or they're too warm. This is the perfect tone, like perfection. Mwah. And then the bronzer I've been loving is the Fenty Stalk'r bronzer in Inda Sun. I don't know when these launched, but it was like late last year, and or maybe it was the summer of last year. As you can see, I hit pan on this a couple of days ago because I can't stop using this bronzer. This is such a beautiful, perfect bronzer shade. Again, Rihanna just gets me. It's like, I would call this more of like a neutral toned bronzer. It's not too warm toned, which I appreciate because like some bronzers can just be a lot, and this is like a nice everyday bronzer. I'm wearing it over top of the Amber Matchsticks today, and I just love it. It goes on beautifully. It's a little bit harder pressed, so you kind of have to build it up, which I personally like with a bronzer because I'm so fair. I don't want something that's gonna just be like push so much pigment on my face right away, because it will get out of hand, whereas this one I kind of have to like build it up, and it's perfect. So if you are fair toned, this is the lightest shade they make, and it's amazing. For blush, I have to talk about the only 2 blushes I ever use. Like, I'm sorry, I can't not talk about these. The first one is Benefit's Dallas, which first of all, I think I used this straight for like 2 years, like nothing else, and I still haven't hit pan on this. Like, how much product is in here? Okay, so there's 0.32 ounces in the Benefit blush, and there's 0.16 ounces in the Nars blush, so literally it's double, which explains why I've never hit pan. I don't know how to describe Benefit's Dallas blush because it looks basic as fuck in the pan, and even when you swatch it, you're just like, it's just like a light brown. It's like a light pinky brown, but it has this really beautiful sheen to it. It's the blush. No, am I wearing this today? I can't remember now. I'm wearing one of these two today. I think it's Nars. But it's just a beautiful, like, this is the swatch here. It's so basic. If you're much darker than me, you won't be able to wear this, obviously, but if you're like my skin tone and you want a warm tone brown blush, this is it. And then Nars Madly is in that exact same family. This one is a little bit more rosy than Dallas. So this is Dallas and this is Nars Madly. So as you can see, Nars Madly is a little bit darker and a little bit rosier, so it'll work for more skin tones, but it's in that same family. I like to use it when I want like my blush to be a little bit more intense. But literally for like the past maybe 3 years, I've only used these two blushes, so buy them. For highlights, the Fenty Beauty highlights are amazing, but I've talked about them to death on my channel and in my previous haul videos. So a new one I fell in love with in the last year is the Milk Makeup Flex Highlighter in the shade Lit. Why is no one talking about this? It's the highlighter I'm wearing today. And what I love about these highlighters is that they're not glittery or shimmery. They give you that like wet look that everyone wants so bad. They're just so gorgeous. This one is kind of get a little bit dark on my skin tone. I think the one lighter than this is like really like golden toned, which I hate. So this is the shade that works best for me. But it's like a pinky, this is what it is. Here's the swatch here. I mean, you can see it on my cheeks. It's like a pinky kind of rosy shade. It's not too dark, but like it can verge on too dark if I really pack it on. So I have to be a little bit heavy-handed with this, but like I'm wearing this today with nothing underneath it. I always wear ColourPop Flexitarian under everything, but with this one, I don't know. I just feel like I don't have to. It's so gorgeous on its own, and it just looks like wet on my face, and I fucking love it. Another highlighter I have to talk about is the Anastasia Nicole Guerriero Glow Palette. They actually just brought this back, and I have to talk about it because it used to be one of my favorites, and because it's back, I definitely have to say pick it up. But if you don't like glittery highlights, don't pick this up. Personally, I only use these 3 shades here because they're like the lightest shades. I don't use the other ones, and this one had an accident. But I absolutely love this highlighter. Like, the colors are to die for. They're so vibrant. They're so glittery. But it's my favorite Anastasia Glow Kit I've ever used. Like, just look at those highlighters. To die for, but definitely glittery. So just keep that in mind if that's not something you're into. But if you missed out on this, get it. Like now. For eyeshadows, I have to talk about Melt Makeup. Melt Makeup makes such gorgeous eyeshadow palettes, and they're so expensive. These retail for 77 Canadian dollars. So this one I purchased with a Sephora $100 perk, and this one I got for Christmas. So I don't recommend paying full price for the Melt Makeup palettes. Like, I get they're a more indie brand, and I believe they are all made in the USA, but they're fucking expensive. But also, some of the most gorgeous palettes in the world. This is the Gemini palette, which is what I'm wearing on my lids today. And then this is the Muerte palette, which is definitely more of like a dark kind of vampy palette, unless you're looking at these like mint colors. So gorgeous. They have like a more summery version of the Muerte palette, and they also just came out with their Rust palette. Personally, the Rust palette to me is a little lackluster, but their Millennial Pinks palette, it looks gorgeous and like perfect for spring and summer. So yeah, I definitely think Melt Makeup is a brand that a lot of people don't try. It doesn't get the hype that other brands get, but anyone that has used Melt Makeup loves Melt Makeup. So I definitely would say these palettes are gorgeous, and although pricey, this is a great time to pick them up. And I mean, they're not as pricey as like Natasha Denona or like Pat McGrath, so like I guess they're kind of affordable, but not really. But yeah, Gemini palette, if you love pukey greens, get on that. The only other eyeshadow I want to talk about are the Hourglass Scattered Lights They're just called Scattered Light. They're like, they're called Glitter Eyeshadow. This is a pressed powder. It's very reminiscent of those L'Oreal shades they used to have because it had like this little stopper in it. I have the color Smoke. They used to only have, I think, 4 or 5 shades, but they have come out with more shades, and it's the best pressed powder shadow I've ever used. This is the color Smoke here. It's like a taupey kind of color, which is right up my alley. But they have released more shades, so I definitely think it is a pricey single eyeshadow, but it's the, like I said, the best pressed, like the best cream shadow I've ever used. It doesn't even feel cream when you touch it. Like it's like in the cream packaging, but when you touch it, it feels like a powder, but it goes on like a cream. And it has the most perfect glittery reflex. I can't even describe it. It's so beautiful. They have a bunch of shades now. I want to get the champagne one. So gorgeous. You definitely need to try these if you haven't tried them before. Like, they are the best. Like, sometimes I'll reach for my ColourPop Super Shock shadows, but this is like the high-end Super Shock shadow right here, this baby. And last eye product is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Primer. This is an eyelash primer. I've always been an eyelash primer kind of girl. My eyelashes don't hold a curl very well, and they're not very thick. They're like really shitty eyelashes, to be honest. But I also have no desire to try to put falsies on, ever. So I've used tons of eyelash primers. I've used the L'Oreal, or not L'Oreal, the Lancome, the Dior, the Urban Decay, every fucking high-end one you can think of, and also the L'Oreal one, actually. This is the best one I've ever found. It's like this weird nude color, and it's honestly so volumizing and beautiful. I can't even describe it. Every mascara looks better. Like, I will buy a high-end lash primer and then just use drugstore mascara, because this is so much better than having to, like, this is better than high-end mascara could ever be. Right here. You need this. For brows, I have 2 products to talk about. The first one is the Benefit Goof Proof. I love this. It's actually what I'm wearing in my brows today. I'm in the shade number 4. It has this angled tip to it, and it's a super creamy formula. Anastasia has one similar, but this one definitely is more creamy, whereas that one is more waxy and hard. Which means this one can get a little messy, but also it's so easy to clean up. Like, you just wipe it away. I have been using this lately, and I absolutely love the way it looks. I've just been like really lightly, like, I used to do my brows up close, and then I'd step back and be like, your brows are too intense. So I just really lightly go in and fill in where I need, and then the other end has a spoolie on it where I brush it out. And then sometimes I find that, like, I'll make my line here too intense, so I'll just take my finger and tap it out, and because it's so creamy, it really does just like blend easily and like looks super natural and gorgeous, and I absolutely love this. And also it lasts forever. The other brow product, mine looks so janky. This is the Anastasia Dip Brow Gel. I fucking hate this packaging. It's like so sleek that usually what happens is my hands are like greasy in the morning because like I've moisturized and I've primed and like I put foundation and stuff on, and like when I go to open this I just can't. So I've wrapped it with rubber bands so that it is more easy to open. Mine's a little dry now, but I use this as my I use this on days when I don't want to actually do my brows, and it does provide enough color to just, like, this is Dip Brow in a gel formula, and you can just brush it on and your brows look flawless. You just kind of wiggle it into the skin and it will apply the product in like brush-like strokes. You don't have to do fuck all except for apply this and go on with your day. If you want it a little more intense, you could add something underneath it. Like today I used the Goof Proof and then I put this over it as more of like a gel. But it does add color to your brow really well. I think I have a brow tutorial on this that I will either link up here or down below to show you guys how this works. But it's absolutely beautiful. I love it. Would die for it. It looks like it has like some fibers in it. This is what the brush looks like. It's like small, but not as small as like the Benefit Gimme Brow. It's a little bit bigger than that, but I love this brow product. Mine is actually running out. I'm in the shade medium brown. When you first get it, it's very wet, and I would say to like wipe it off because you will get too much product on it. But now that mine's like dried out, it's perfect. It's like a good mascara. And then last thing I want to talk about is the Cover FX Dewy Finish Setting Spray. I got this in the last Sephora sale, and I actually didn't know how I felt about it for the first couple months, but the more I use it, the more I absolutely love it. It really does make your skin so dewy and beautiful, and like it's one of the ones that like I could spray this, like, look at how fine the mist is. Did you even see that in the camera? I can't tell. Like, I could spray this. I just ate some of it. I could spray this on my face with my eyes open and it wouldn't even bother my eyes because it's so fine I can't feel it. It's beautiful. You do have to shake it up. Like, it kind of like sounds like a spray paint can. But it's magical and I love it and I couldn't ask for more. And yeah, this is, if you like a dewy setting spray, get this. There's no glitter in this one. There's like no even glitter particles. It just makes you look dewy and glowy and perfect. Oh, I also wanted to mention, I don't have any lipsticks to mention. I've been like very like into like drugstore nudes right now. Obviously I have to mention the Laneige lip sleeping mask and the Laneige lip glowy balm. If you haven't tried either of them, buy them both right now at the sale because they're fucking magical. But I wanted to just mention that I'm wearing the Melt Cosmetics lipstick. This is the Ultra Matte lipstick in the shade Tomboy. This color is so unique and beautiful. I definitely want to pick up more of the Melt Ultra Mattes. Like, look at this fucking like olive green shade, to die for. And I will say their Ultra Mattes are the perfect matte in the entire world because they're not a like dry crusty matte like the MAC mattes. They're a really creamy matte. They remind me of the Urban Decay mattes or the Maybelline mattes in that they're not dry on the lips at all. They're super creamy and comfortable. Like, I can't even feel like I'm wearing it, but it's not shiny or glossy. Honestly, to die for. I only have one though, so like I can't really super recommend it, but when I wear this lipstick I fucking love it. So that's a thing. So that is everything that I will recommend to you guys from the Sephora sale. If you want more recommendations, I think I've done 2 of these videos before. Like I said, I will link down below. Your girl goes all out for the Sephora sale. Literally, I usually buy from Sephora during the 2 sales, and then I buy like maybe 1 or 2 things here and there throughout the year if I run out, but most of my purchases come throughout the sales because I'm cheap. So let me know down below what you guys are thinking of picking up. I'm building my cart. I'm ready. April 17th to hit checkout. So thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.